Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. I would like to thank each and every one of you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and donating to my channel. I really do appreciate all the love and all the support. And thank you for those of you who've been booking readings with me. It is truly appreciated, okay? So guys, your girl's Patreon channel is up and running. So if you would like to support your girl, you'll be able to find the link in the description box below. I do post 2 exclusive videos per week, so go check it out if you feel called to. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video is going to be about how do people view you now that you pull back your energy. So pile number 1, you're going to be the Tiger's Eyes crystal. Pile number 2, you're going to be the lapis lazuli crystal. And pile number 3, you're going to be the citrine crystal. So again, pile number 1, Tiger's Eyes crystal. Pile number 2, lapis lazuli crystal. And pile number 3, citrine crystal. So pause this video if you must and meditate on a card or the crystal that you feel most drawn to. You'll be able to find your timestamps in the description box below, and I'll see you guys at your pile. Hi pile 1, welcome to my channel. This is Stella Beauty Tarot back at you again with another video. So my pile number 1, you picked the Tiger's Eyes crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pile number 1, how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back to your energy? Some people are shook that you pulled back your energy. They're like instigating. Okay. So what do we have here? We have the 5 of Wands. Okay, so there could be somebody who is feeling threatened by your withdrawal, like your energy pullback. They may view you as competition, or there is some sort of like tit for tat type of energy in the air. You've pulled back your energy from a lot of people, and now they could be feeling some type of way about that. They're questioning your motives. Yeah, there's definitely an energy of feeling threatened here. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. So they feel like this was in an impulsive decision to pull back your energy. They feel like you're not seeing the situation for what it is. So it could have been like you pulled back your energy because of a conflict that you had with someone with the 5 of Wands. And there could have been like a conflict that occurred around a lot of people. So other people could be involved in this conflict, but they could be passively involved. So they may not have like an active role in the conflict, but they have a passive role where they may have instigated the conflict, or they may have said some things that entice the other person to come towards you with this conflicted energy. But your decision to pull your energy away, to pull back, has made these people feel some type of way, and they may view you as being impulsive with the Knight of Swords, not seeing the side to the both side of the story. Yeah, they may be seeing you, viewing you as being unbothered. Maybe somebody has tried to reach out to you to reconcile or to act as a mediator, but I feel like this person's intentions were not pure, were not genuine. I feel like this person just wanted to act as a mediator in order to continue on with this drama with the Five of Wands. Because you don't want to invest your energy into this drama, they view as closed off, reserved with the Four of Pentacles, or like just somebody who is acting like closed off or defensive, or like you're holding back, or you're being stingy with your energy, your resources. It could have been like an issue with some sort of resources that was supposed to be allocated evenly, was supposed to be given evenly. This could be like a family drama that you're removing yourself from, and they could be like talking or speculating that you're being too closed off or stingy, or like you're not understanding them, or you're not trying to understand them. But your energy has made, like, you pulling back your energy has made a shift in the energetic environment that you were in. So I really feel like this is like a group setting, a family or friends, that you pulled your energy back, and now they feel some type of way about that. I keep getting like they feel some type of way. Yeah, we have the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you're pivoting right now with the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is turning in your favor, and I feel like they know that. When you were around them, you brought this type of energy that made everybody else like succeed in what they were tapping into. So let's say, for instance, like you were the person that people would go to for advice, career advice, legal advice. Now that you pull your energy away, people may view you as like taking away that luck with the Wheel of Fortune. You were the good luck charm in the group, okay? So I feel like a lot of people now are feeling the absence of you. How do people view you now that you pulled your, ooh, yeah, Ace of Cups? Like you're gaining your power back, you're loving on yourself with the Ace of Cups. That's how they view you now that you've pulled back your energy. There's a lot of people that are not happy with this move, the way that you pivot. They're not happy about that, because now you're pouring into your cup, and they're noticing that their cup is running dry, and they're actually noticing that the success, the happiness, the positive energy that they felt was actually coming from you. Because the moment that you pulled your energy away, they felt deprived of love, they felt deprived of power, energy, or resources. Okay, like they know now that you are their source, their source of truth. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull your energy away? Wow, Six of Swords. Like they view you as like someone who is leaving them behind. Like you don't care anymore. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're leaving them behind. You're looking ahead. You're forging ahead. And you're not entertaining the nonsense, because we have the Two of Swords. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, Seven of Wands, defensive, on guard. Like they view you as being guarded, because the Four of Pentacles is an energy of being defensive as well, like holding back, being stingy. And with the Seven of Wands, they view you as being defensive. And we also have the Five of Wands. So there's a lot of conflict in this energy. Like whoever these people are, my pal number one, they're really not happy about you pivoting. The move that you made, you pulling back your energy and self-preservation is causing these people to starve energetically. So I feel like you were surrounded by energy vampires, and they're not happy that their source of supply is gone. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, ooh, they were not expecting you to do that. They were counting on you as a source of like energy, resources, but now they're shook. They're dumbfounded right now with the Tower. They can't believe that you pulled your energy back and you established a strong boundaries. I feel like these are people that are that they're extremely entitled. So that's why I'm getting like your family or your friends, like close friends, past friends, that you actually set out a boundary and you're sticking to this boundary, and you're not reconciling with them. So maybe this is something that you did recently, like you pull back your energy maybe recently, or it's been like, I feel like between 3 to 6 months since you pulled back your energy, and maybe they thought that like, oh, after 2 weeks you were going to come back and reconcile with them, but it's been like months now and they're starting to pick up on it and like, whoa, okay, look, they're serious about that. They're serious about them pulling their energy back and not coming back or not reconciling. So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, there's a lot of gossip surrounding you with the Page of Swords. A lot of people talking about you. Your name is in people's mouths, okay? They could be talking crap with the Page of Swords. They're really upset. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back? Yeah, you see 5 of Wands again, guys. They definitely view you as competition or conflicted energy. Some of them, they understand why you pulled back your energy, but they're not happy with the decision because it affects them in a negative way because now they don't have access to you anymore, right? So like they understand that they may have been needy or overbearing, like they may have taken on more than they were giving to you, so you decided to establish this boundary and now they're not happy because like I said, they're not getting their source of supply. Okay, others are like seeing you as selfish. How do they view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now? Yeah, we have, ooh, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. They view as being greedy or selfish because you're only caring about your needs, and it's like, okay, well, whose needs are you supposed to care about? Like when you were allowing these people to like use you, abuse you, or take advantage of you, it was okay, right? But now that you're establishing this boundary and you're saying no to people, now you're the bad guy. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Chariot. You could be a Cancer here or a Scorpio, because we do have the Tower, or a Aquarius, not Aquarius. Ooh, you definitely be Aquarius, but I wanted to say Sagittarius. Okay. So with the Chariot, the way that they view you now that you've pulled back your energy is that you're focused, like you're committed. Some of you may have told these people that you were going to start pulling away, that you were going to focus on yourself, and maybe they didn't take you seriously, but now they are with the Chariot. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, we have the 2 of Cups. Now, some people, they may view you as the one that got away, especially exes or ex-friends. Yeah, they definitely view you as somebody who is more in alignment with who you are, and that you're forming genuine connection with people. Like your connection to them was genuine. You actually wanted to help them. You were there for them. You supported them, but they didn't see you as like support system initially. They took you for granted. Now they're seeing your worth. Now that you pull your energy back. Sometimes like people have to know your worth by missing you. So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? That's too many cards. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? We have the Magician, a master manifester. But they can maybe view you as like being manipulative, like because you maneuver your way out of the situation very skillfully with the Magician, and they feel like you manipulated the situation to your advantage. And they feel like it's unfair what you did. You pulling back your energy was unfair. You see, somebody does not want me to speak. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups. Like you are pouring more into yourself. Okay, you're being more selfish instead of being selfless. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups, so you're really pouring into yourself with the Ace of Cups. Queen of Cups, you're loving on yourself. You're being more emotionally intelligent, more mature, assessing the situation in a much better like eye view. So you're not really allowing people to mess with your emotions or manipulate you to feel bad for them, for or like reconciling with them. Okay, you're actually sticking to your guns here. Somebody doesn't like that and they don't want me to speak. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, you see we have the Chariot twice. So definitely Cancer energy. You're driven, you're focused, you're determined here. You're committed to your goals, your dreams and aspiration. You're finally putting yourself first. They actually know they were using you. They actually know that they were taking advantage of you. When you were not saying no, when you're people pleasing, when you were allowing them to come in and out of your life, especially for exes, like, coming in and out, telling you that they love you, and next minute they're ignoring you. You like dealt with that. You're tired of that. You don't want to do that anymore, and now you're pulling back your energy because you could only give so much. And now I feel like somebody is trying to guilt trip you, but it's not working. Okay. You're divinely guided. Yeah. They view you as somebody who is very focused, somebody who's determined. So that determination is something that's apparent to these people when it comes to you, when it comes to your goals, your dreams and aspiration. You're really focused on that and you're not budging. You're not switching up. Like you're staying true to yourself. You're staying 10 toes down. And that's how these people view you now that you pull back your energy. Yeah, they view with the Knight of Swords that you did something too quickly. You didn't think things through. We have the Tower. They're shook. Like I'm telling you, the Tower is here twice. Like we have it here at the bottom of the deck, but we also here have it here in the spread. Some of these people, they're not happy and they're shook. They're trying to find a way to get you to lower your guards down and allow them back in, but it's not working because you're standing 10 toes down. Like you're putting yourself first and you're finally doing it. So I really feel like this is like people that you really cared about at one point in time, but enough is enough. This is what I'm getting here. Like this is too much. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Fool card. Maybe some of them, they feel like you're being foolish for taking a leap of faith towards something else, or aligning yourself more with your own goals instead of focusing on them. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. They view you as being self-sufficient, independent. Okay, now they could finally see the value that you brought to the table, because the Queen of Pentacles is a very valuable individual. Okay, she knows her self-worth. She's very abundant. Okay, she lives a life of luxury. She's somebody who is able to create a life, a very peaceful, comfortable life for her family. She's a working parent. So some of you could be like your baby daddy or baby mom that is like noticing that you're not really reaching out anymore. Maybe you've tried to co-parent with this person and they're being stubborn or giving you a hard time. So you decided to just pull your energy back and like not deal with them anymore. And now they're shook because maybe they thought that you were going to continue the back and forth, but you're not. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, indifferent, unbothered with the Two of Swords. Okay, that's how they view you now with the Two of Swords. And it bothers them that you're unbothered. They want you to care so much. Some of them, they could be going to the extent of doing something to get you to retaliate or get a reaction out of you, and you're not budging. Maybe they're spreading lies and gossip with the Page of Swords. They could be calling you selfish or a bunch of names just to get you to react, and it's not working. Somebody is really upset. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they view you as toxic or negative with the Devil. Yeah, ooh, a bitch. Some of them, they may view you as like being narcissistic. Like, yo, they're going in. Just because you're putting up boundaries. You see what I'm talking about? Like, yo, they're calling you difficult, basically, with the Devil and the Queen of Swords. That's what they're saying. That's how they view you now. They're saying that you're difficult. You're posing a challenge now. You're opposing their views. You know? Now that you don't want to conform, because you're not conforming anymore. Like, this new you, the you pulling away is like basically destructing their foundation, because we have the Tower. Like now it's like they don't know what to do. They don't know how to behave. They don't know, like, you're triggering them. It's like they're like I said in my previous video, if you guys didn't watch what makes you so like mysterious, like there's an energy, like I got that for, I think it was pal 3, like making people glitch or like malfunction. This is what I'm getting here. These people are malfunctioning, okay? Because of you. This is what I'm getting here. That the moment that you pulled your energy away, now they can't breathe. They can't work without you. They can't do certain things without you. Like, what, boy, bye. So how do people view you how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now? Yeah, Four of Swords, like unbothered. You're rejuvenating. You're getting back your energy. That same energy that you were giving to these people, now you're pouring it back into yourself. Like you're unbothered with their shenanigans, and they don't like that. Now that they can't control you, they're like I said, malfunctioning. Heavy on that, okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number one. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number one. Bye. Hi, pal two. Welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number two, you picked the lapis lazuli crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is like to smudge the cards first before we get started, so we don't pick up the energy of previous pal or previous readings, okay? So my pal number two. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, we have the King of Pentacles. Self-sufficient, independent, reliable, trustworthy, okay? Living a life of luxury, a powerful leader. I feel like you've pulled back your energy from like maybe people in the workplace or in your neighborhood. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, they could be upset. Five of Swords. Maybe you quit your job or something and now you went full time somewhere else. You pivoted and then you pivot and you went somewhere else. Like you took your resources, your knowledge, your expertise elsewhere, and somebody could be pissed. That's how you pull back your energy. You're no longer investing in something that was at one point in time lucrative, but it's no longer lucrative. It's creating some sort of like energetic blockages for you. And somebody's could be pissed off with the Five of Swords or angry that you pull back your energy. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? We have the Queen of Cups. Yeah, emotionally intelligent, okay, street smart and book smart. Okay, that's how they view you now. That was a smart move for you to pull back your energy because I feel like you were about to burn out if you didn't. With the Queen of Cups, this is what I'm getting here. You were about to burn out. This is what I'm getting here. If you didn't pivot and then switch lanes or something, okay? They know that that was a smart move. Whoever is around, there could be like some people that are upset because they can no longer take advantage of you or benefit from your resources, your expertise, or your knowledge, but it was a smart move with the Queen of Cups. That's how they view you now. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Knight of Cups. Okay. Yeah, that was really like I feel like they're sympathizing with you with the Knight of Cups because I feel like some people they knew how you were overworked and underpaid, or like you were you were put on in a position where you were being bombarded with a lot of responsibilities that are meant to be for multiple people and not just one person. So I feel like this is like work related with the King of Pentacles. So the people in your workplace, or maybe they know that you're about to switch jobs if you haven't switched jobs yet, but they could tell because you're pulling back your energy, and they could feel it in the amount of work that you are taking on and the quality of your work. It hasn't changed. The quality hasn't changed, but you're not going above and beyond like you used to, and it's being felt. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Magician. Now they're viewing you as somebody who is very skilled and very talented, but they didn't see that when you were going all in. When you had all your energy within it, they thought that what you were doing was like nothing because it felt like so easy for you. You were able to carry that load and you made it look so flawlessly, like it was easy for you to carry. But now that you pull back your energy and you're not investing as much of your time, your energy, and your resources, now people are starting to see your value with the Magician. They weren't seeing your value before. And it had to take you leaving or pulling back your energy for them to see your worth. And now they're feeling some type of way with the Five of Swords. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the King of Swords, you establishing some sort of strong boundary here. Some of them, they may view you as a BICCH or an a-hole for establishing this strong boundary with the King of Swords and being very stoic about it and not like caring if they're mad at you or, you know, try to push back. You're standing 10 toes down and you're standing on business. If you say no, you really mean no. You're not going to allow anybody to push you or make you feel some type of way because you're saying no. Okay. Yeah, they definitely view you as like the King of Swords. Okay. How do people view you now? Yeah, Nine of Wands. Like you're fighting back. That's how they view you now that you pull back your energy. They view you pulling back your energy as a form of retaliation. Like you're retaliating without being aggressive or forceful. You're pulling back your energy as a form of saying like, okay, I had enough. Either you give me what I need, like you give me like a raise or like hire more people to help out, or I'm not going to continue on that path. And you're doing so with your energy by you pulling away, and they're getting the message. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, we have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, Three of Pentacles speaks of reputation, working together as a team, a collaborative energy. So they're noticing that you were extremely collaborative, you were putting in the work, but I feel like you were putting in the work of like three people or more. Like you were doing more than you were being paid for. And now that you pull back your energy, now they're realizing that like the reason why you're pulling back is because of you don't want to crash out. You don't want to basically burned out because of like all the work, all the effort that you're putting in, and you're not getting the same amount. Like the value of what you're getting back from the value that you're putting in is not equal. You're getting that, you're noticing that, and now you're demanding your worth. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? They feel rejected. Yeah, back to the Five of Swords. Somebody feels rejected by you pulling back your energy. Like they want to discuss, they want to talk about it before you have this final like pull. Okay, how do people view you now that you, yeah, they view you as somebody who's like looking ahead or pivoting or like trying to look at a different path. I really feel like this is your workplace, my pal, number two, because I feel like a lot of you may be thinking about quitting your job or like going full-time, doing your own business here with the King of Pentacles. And the people in your workplace could feel it, especially the upper management. They could feel that you're not putting as much energy or effort into your work that you used to before, because your energy is being shifted elsewhere. Like you're looking elsewhere, you're looking forward to something better, bigger, and more in alignment with you. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back? Yeah, you see, they view you as like wanting to take a leap of faith elsewhere. I can't make it up, guys. They could sense it. And it's definitely work with the King of Pentacles, heavy on the work, and Three of Pentacles here. And they're angry with you. They're mad that you're pulling back your energy. They could sense that there's a shift, not only like, yeah, energetically, but they could tell like mentally you're not there anymore. Like you're not as invested. Like maybe in meetings, you're not talking as much, or you're not giving as much input, or maybe like you're just like, you know, the energy is not there anymore. The passion that you had is not there anymore. Sorry about that, my pal, number two. So as I was saying, like the passion is not there anymore with the Fool card. Your passion is elsewhere, and they can feel it. Okay, that energetic shift is felt. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is Taurus energy, and if you are a Taurus and it's your birthday today, happy birthday. Okay, but your input is valuable. You're following your own values, your sets of values. I feel like maybe you spoke out about it, you were vocal about your values, and it wasn't taken seriously initially when you vocalized it. But with the Hierophant, now you're taking more seriously, not that you pull back your energy. Okay. Wow, we have the Devil. Somebody's upset, they're pissed, they're angry with you. They may view you as being toxic or negative or controlling, like you want to control the environment, or You want to control how things go in your favor. You're manipulating the people's views by pulling your energy away, like being yeah, like being manipulated and deceptive. Okay, somebody may feel like that. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups came out for pile number one as well. So there is definitely this alignment, collaborative energy. It's like the way that people view you now, they view you as somebody that was always giving you 100%. That you were like ending, you were you're basically giving what you oh my god, I can't even speak. Like the words are not coming out right. And what I'm getting here with the Two of Cups, what I'm getting, like the energy is like you were giving exactly what you signed up for. So let's say if you said, I'm going to give 100% of my time, my energy to this project, you saw it from end to end, like the end to end process, you did everything to the T, but you were not getting exactly what you put in. So the effort that you were putting into whatever project, whatever business or relationship or partnership with the Two of Cups, you weren't receiving it. Like the people were not meeting you halfway. You were doing all of the work. And now that you pull back your energy, they're seeing that, they're starting to notice like, okay, yeah, pile number two was actually putting in the work. They were meeting their deadlines, their quota. We were not like meeting our end of the bargain. Like you met your end of the bargain, but they did not. They're realizing that now that you pull back your energy, because they're starting to understand like why you did it and the reason why you're set in stone with when it comes to your behavior. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Some of them they could be feeling like you're greedy or controlling because you're very like closed off with the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody does not want me to speak, guys. Like I'm telling you, I got that for like my other reading. If you saw the previous reading that I posted before this one, like holy moly, like a good 10 minutes that I was talking, and that 10 minutes there was no sound. Okay. So this is like energetically, I feel like you guys are coming to terms with who you are, your power, your energy, and how people respond to you. There could be other energetic forces at play that are trying to stop you or trying to block you from fully reaching your full potential. Okay, this is what I'm getting here. And by you pulling your energy away and you investing in yourself and pouring into yourself, it's rebalancing the scales, because I feel like the scales were unbalanced. But somebody with the Four of Pentacles not really happy with you pulling your energy away. Okay, they feel like you're being greedy or unreasonable. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Like they feel like you should talk it out first. Yeah, Knight of Swords, like you did something too impulsively. Okay. The Knight of Swords came out for pile number one as well, and it was the same energy. Like you did something too impulsively. Like you should think about it before you pull back your energy, or you should talk about it. But I feel like you already did. You see the Five of Swords is here again, guys. Somebody's pissed. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, a Page of Pentacles. Like you're closed off with the Page of Pentacles. You're breadcrumbing them. They don't like that because the full version of you has the most benefit, right? Because they could get they have access to your resources, they have access to your energy, they have access to your ideas. But now that you're in the Page of Pentacles energy, where you're only giving the bare minimum, just enough that they can't really complain, because you're doing what you're supposed to do, but you're just not going all in with the King of Pentacles, and they feel some type of way about that. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, Seven of Cups. They're confused. They don't understand why you're pulling back your energy. Some of them, they feel like, okay, well, we could talk it out. We could bargain. We could, come to an agreement or compromise. But I feel like you already did that and they were not listening to you. So that's why you decided to pull your energy. That was like your last resort. Like maybe you didn't even want to do that. Maybe you enjoy what you're doing, or you enjoy like, collaborating with these people, but you're not getting your end of the deal. They're not holding on to they're not like the end of the bargain. They're not doing that. They're taking on more than they're giving in. Like you're pouring more into the situation that you're getting out of it. So by you pulling your energy away, it balanced out the scales. And now they're starting to notice that, okay, well, we were not giving you that much, but we were getting a lot. But now that you're pulling your energy away, like we are getting what we actually paid for. So it's not as much. So they know now that they have to give more. And it's like causing that power struggle. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, they're viewing you as being too impulsive or acting too quickly, not thinking things through. Okay. They're viewing you as being bold with the Knight of Wands. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy, my pile number 2? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, the 2 cups again, guys. That's like values aligned, collaborative energy. Yeah, they're starting to see your worth, but I feel like a lot of you is like, oh, you're already done with that. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, you see, 5 of Swords again, guys. Somebody is pissed. Somebody is angry with you. They want to fight. They want to argue, but they know that you're right. They know that you're in your right, like your right to pull your energy away because you're not getting your end of the deal, what you signed up for. And maybe you renegotiated your contract, especially if this is work, because I feel like heavy on a work related situation. You may have tried to renegotiate your contract and you were not taken seriously. Maybe when it was like that time of the year when the performance evaluation, and they're trying to play in your face like you're the effort that you put in throughout the whole year was like maybe a 3% increase, and you're like, oh hell no, you're going to give me a 15% increase because I did this, that. You listed all of the ways that you were an asset to the company, where you added value to the company, and they're still trying to play in your face. So you're like, okay, well, if my value is not being respected, I'm going to pull back and give that 3%. I'm going to give you back. You said I'm worth 3%, and I'm going to give 3% of that energy into my work. Okay. This is what I'm getting here. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they feel left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. 555, the number of change. Guys, they're feeling it. The quality. Okay, they're feeling it. It's not like the quality or you're not productive, but the quality that you're giving is like 3%, not that 15% that you were getting. Like you worked for that 15% increase, but they're only giving you 3 because that's what they could afford. But that's a lie. They just don't want to pay you what you're worth. They want to continue to capitalize on you, but not give you the value that you bring. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, boss. They better put some respect on your name. They know. They better put some respect. Yeah. They view you as a boss, a leader, okay? Somebody who's self-assured, okay? Unshakable will. You're not backing down, and they don't like it. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they're confused. They're still like trying to act. I feel like the confusion is just like smoking mirror. Like they know exactly why you're putting back your energy, but they want to act confused. Or maybe these people know that you have options that you are exploring, and they're afraid that you may pivot and actually leave them if you haven't already. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, focused, driven. Okay, we have Chariot energy, Cancer energy. Yeah, they know you're about to pivot here. You're about to make moves, make waves, and they're not liking that at all. You're very committed to yourself, okay? And you're serious about your move, okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 2. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 2. Bye. Hi, Bell 3. Welcome to my channel. This is stellabeautytarot back at you again with another video. So, my pal number 3, you picked the citrine crystal, and this is going to be your reading, okay? So, if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. And if you are a newbie, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So the way that I like to do this is I like to smudge the cards first before we get started so we don't pick up the energy of previous pile or previous readings, okay? So my pal number 3. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, they are shook with the tower. They were not expecting you to pivot like that. They are shook. They can't believe it. Maybe one day they try to call you and maybe your number was disconnected or you blocked them all of a sudden, or they can't see you on social media anymore. They don't have access to your energy anymore. It's just out of nowhere. It came as a shock, okay, that you pull back your energy. It could be like a group of friends, it could be an ex, it could be family members, but they are shook. Shooketh, okay? So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, the 2 of Cups came out for all 3 piles. There's something about union, balancing the both aspect of yourself, your feminine and masculine energy with the 2 of Cups, that people may view you as such, that you pull back your energy. I feel like they're like, that's one thing collectively that I've noticed for all 3 piles, is that people are starting to notice your value. They're starting to put some respect on your value. When, like, you know that saying, you don't know what you have until it's gone? That's what I'm getting for you, my pal number 3. Like, heavy on that. And I feel like collectively this is what it was. When you were around, when people had access to you, when they were able to call you at any time of day, or pick up the phone, text you, they took that for granted because they felt like you were always going to be around, you were always going to be available to them. But now that you pull back your energy, they're starting to see your worth, they're starting to see your value, they're starting to see like what you brought to the table. And a lot of them, they're shook that they no longer have access to that, because it was something precious with the 2 of Cups. It was something that brought a lot of like emotional satisfaction. So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? We have the Fool card. Okay, so they view you as somebody who is taking a leap of faith elsewhere. You're doing something new. Maybe they're not used to this new side of you, and it's causing them to feel some type of way. Or like I said, this is gonna be my new thing, malfunctioning. Okay, because this is what I'm getting here. They may be malfunctioning right now. They don't know how to react to this new you, and it makes them feel uncomfortable. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Just one card, please, Spirit. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Just one card. What do we have here? Ooh, okay. They're definitely putting some respect on your name with the 6 of Wands. With this energy, what I'm getting here with the 6 of Wands, the way that people view you now that you pull back your energy, they're starting to see like the value. Like, there's something heavy about value. Like, people, like, it's like they take it for granted when they have something amazing. So especially like, when you're healthy, right? You don't Some people, they don't say thank you for my health, they don't pray about it, they're not like, they only notice that like the value of their health when they're sick. So this is like what I'm getting here with you, my pal number 3. Like, your value was not shown, was not seen or apparent to these people until you pull back your energy with the 6 of Wands. Now they're seeing you as valuable. Now they're seeing you as somebody who's highly respected or worthy of respect. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? We have the Chariot, bold, structured, disciplined, and committed, okay? Very daring, okay? This is what I'm getting here. Sorry about that, my pal number 3. So as I was saying, with the Chariot energy, you're bold, you're committed, you're structured and disciplined. This is how people view you now that you pull back your energy. You're very focused, or you're setting up your intentions, and you're very intentional in how you do things going forward, like how you're moving. Okay, so I feel like this, you pulling your energy away, was very intentional. People are starting to see that it wasn't just because you didn't just do it because you wanted to. There was an intention behind it. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. Some of them, they may view you as being like selfish, because you're only thinking about your own wish fulfillment or your own desires here, and you're not looking at how your decision to pull away is affecting the other people. But the thing is, they're the one who's selfish, because they were not noticing how they were affecting your energy and what caused you to pull back in the first place. Now they're like reevaluating the situation, reassessing how they played a part in you pulling your energy away, but some of them, they don't want to take accountability. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, Queen of Wands, bold, confident, daring. Okay, with the Queen of Wands, confident in yourself. Maybe some of them, they feel like you're arrogant or you think too highly of yourself with the Queen of Wands, that you pull back your energy. It's like some of them, they don't want to respect your decision. So they want to maybe like just project onto you like their disappointment or their disagreement because of your decision, because your decision is like for you, right? You pulling your energy away is the best thing for you, because it's helping you, it's healing you, it's protecting your energy, it's self-preservation. And self-preservation is the ultimate act of self-love, because if you really love yourself, you're going to preserve yourself. You're not going to squander your energy everywhere just because you want to please other people. You're not going to do that. Okay, so they understand that with the Queen of Wands, but they want to make it seem like you're the bad guy. So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Six of Pentacles. Oh, now they're starting to see, I'm telling you, they're starting to see your value. They were not seeing it before. When you were available to them, they were not seeing it. And now they feel some type of way about this energy that you're emanating. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Now we have the Lovers. You could be a Gemini. Maybe your birthday's coming up soon. Okay, and if your birthday's coming up soon, happy birthday in advance. Okay, yeah, like your values are in alignment now with the Lovers. That's how they view you now. And they don't like that because your values are more beneficial for you than it is beneficial for them. Now you want equal give and take relationships. Now you're putting your foot down, you're establishing better boundaries with these people. You're starting to say no. And you saying no and establishing those boundaries is making them feel uncomfortable, because it's like I said, it's not in alignment with their values. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, indifferent with the Two of Swords, unbothered. Yeah, they don't like that, the fact that you're unbothered. Maybe somebody tried to call you selfish, but and you didn't care. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they could be saying that you're deceptive, or like you're being sneaky or calculative, strategic. You have something up your sleeve. Like you didn't, like they felt like you didn't give them a warning that you were pulling your energy away. And it's like, you don't have to tell people that you're pulling your energy away. Like you're doing this, like I said, self-preservation. You don't have to tell people like you're pulling your energy away, because you don't owe them your energy. They don't, they're not the boss of you, they're not your god. Okay, like if you need to pull your energy away, you can. When, if you don't want to talk to people anymore, you don't want, like you don't know, like people don't know what you're going through, right, behind the scene, and they don't understand how their expectations of you could affect you in a negative way, because it's like you don't owe them like your life, you don't owe them your essence, your energy. And I feel like those people were entitled to you. They felt entitled to you, they felt entitled to your life, having access to you on a regular basis. Okay, and then I feel like a lot of you were like, no, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of like overextending myself to people that are not even trying to meet me halfway. I'm tired of giving myself to people that are ungrateful, because I feel like these people are ungrateful, they're selfish. And it's like they felt like because you had it easy with the Nine of Cups, the Queen of Wands, Six of Wands, that like it was okay for them to take from you without replenishing. Okay, so how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they view you as like being mysterious or like just being deceptive, because the Moon card could represent like, you know, hidden enemies, and we have the Seven of Swords right beside it, so they may view you as such. Okay, like they may view you as like you had the attention all along to do that. Yeah, we have the Queen of Swords. They may view you as a bitch for pulling back your energy, or a-hole. Like, how dare you, like, oh, how dare you love yourself enough to pull away. Like, boy, bye. Boy, bye. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Ooh, okay. The Eight of Pentacles wanted to come out, but it went back in. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Just one card, please, Spirit. Yeah, we have the Three of Cups. A lot of them, they want to reconcile with you. They missed your energy. Like, it was, your energy was extremely beneficial to these people. It brought a lot of value to these people. But the thing is, they didn't bring you anything. These people didn't bring you a thing when it came to you. So that's why now they're pissed or they're shocked that you're pulling back. And it felt like, you know what I'm getting here is like these people felt like, okay, well, you don't really need anything because you already have everything. So why are you complaining? That's what I'm getting here. Like they feel like, okay, well, I don't have much as you. So that's why I felt like I was able to take from you because you already have a lot. So why don't you want to share? And it's like, excuse you, who are you to say what somebody is supposed to or not supposed to have? Okay, like who are you? How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Three of Pentacles and we have the Nine of Cups. Like they feel like you're being selfish. Nine of Cups is here again. They're envious of you and envious of your life. They're envious of the collaboration, your reputation, what you have, and they feel like it's unfair that you're pulling your energy away. They feel like it's like you shouldn't do that because you already have enough. Like why are you pulling your energy away? Like it's like they're trying to contest or protest like as if this is a democracy. Like this is not a democracy. Like what is this? Oh, like this is what I'm getting here. Like your life is up for like debate. No, it's not. If you say that I don't want to deal with this anymore, I don't want to give you my time, my energy, you take too much from me and you're not replenishing me, you're allowed to draw the line and say no. And they feel like you're being selfish because like you have everything that you want. Your life is so blessed. So why aren't you like why aren't you sharing your resources? Oh my gosh. Who are these people, my pal Liberty, that you pulled your energy from? Because oh my god, they're giving me a headache. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? We have the Knight of Pentacles. They view you as somebody who's guarded. Okay, somebody who's keeping them at arm's length. They view you as stubborn, which is fine. Like let them think that you're stubborn. That's okay. Like I said, self-preservation. You're preserving yourself. You're preserving your energy for something that's more lucrative, something that is more in alignment with you. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the World card. Okay, there is like they feel like the cycle has ended, it has completed, and you're no longer interested in reconciling with them or reaching out to them anymore. Like they know it's over. Like this chapter of your life is over. Like you've closed the door on these people. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Just one card, please, Spirit. Yeah, we have the Four of Wands, stability, happiness. Yeah, they view you as somebody who is like restabilizing, recalibrating your life with the Four of Wands. Like you're getting your equilibrium back. Like, holy, these people don't want me to talk. Okay. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, Six of Pentacles, like you're pouring back into yourself. They definitely knew you were giving more than you were receiving. It was not an equal give and take. When it came to you, they were taking on more than they were replenishing, and they felt entitled to you. So how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the World card. They know it's over. They know the cycle with you is done and like over. Like you're not going to reconcile with them anymore. A lot of them, they're unhappy because we do have the Tower. They're shook. They were not expecting this. It came like they felt like it came left field, or like they didn't get enough notice. And it's like, what, this is not like a 2 weeks notice where you're quitting your job. It's not a 2 weeks notice. Like nobody needs to give you a heads up. Like what? So that's why they feel blindsided with the Seven of Swords and the Moon card. Okay, how do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, we have the Page of Wands. Like Now they're starting to see like the value, like heavy on the value, because I keep saying that all the piles, it was all about your value. Now that you pull back your energy, now people are starting to see your word, to see what you brought to the table and how excited and how you made their life so enjoyable with the Page of Wands. Okay, now they're starting to miss you. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Yeah, they feel bruised. Their ego is bruised. Okay, we have 999, so there is definitely a major ending, and we have the World card twice. They definitely feel like wow, their ego is bruised. Oh my gosh, they feel some type of way with the 9 of Wands that you pull back your energy. They don't like that. They feel defeated. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? How do people view you now? Yeah, we have the King of Wands. I think we have the Queen of Wands as well. Yeah, they view you as somebody who's very cocky or arrogant, or you think you're all that. Now they're trying to like sabotage or tarnish your reputation or try to talk down on you because they don't like the fact that you pull back your energy. But it's like, okay, well, if you think I'm this, I'm that, then why are you here? Like, you're running your mouth talking crap about me, but yet you still need my energy to make things happen for yourself, or you need me, you need my assistance to help you level up. But then yet you're talking crap about me because I pull back my energy and because you're taking too much from me that I was not willing to give. Now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy because I want to establish boundaries, but you were not, like, you didn't set a limit of how much you were taking from me. Like, I'm still human, you know what I mean? Like, these people are looking at you like you're some kind of like superhuman. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? Just one card, please, Spirit. How do people view you now that you pull back your energy? 5 of Wands, conflict, competition. Like, there is this energy of them not being happy. I'm telling you, they're not. And I think 5 of Wands came out for all 3 piles as well, but they definitely see you as conflicted. There's like a conflicted energy. They view you as like a rival now that you pull back your energy, because now they can't take from you. They can't destiny swap with you. Some people were trying to destiny swap with you when you were around, but now they can't with the 5 of Wands. And they definitely see you as an enemy. That's how they view you now with the 5 of Wands. Somebody that they want to outdo, outshine, because they no longer have access to your energy. These were like, I feel like with the 7 of Swords and the Moon card, how they view you as a hidden enemy is because that's how they felt about you all along. Like, they were an enemy from the jump. They were not on your court. They were just taking notes from you and analyzing you and trying to outshine you. And I feel like that's another reason why a lot of you pull back your energy from these people, because you saw them through, like, for who they truly were. Okay? So that's all I have for you, my pal number 3. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next video, pal number 3. Bye.